trying some new technology. So give me just a minute. We'll get going, kind of get everyone on the live here as it kind of gets connected. So again, tune on in. We'll do a quick live about the storms coming in here. I've got just a couple of minutes before we get into more newscasts here. So, all right, give me 1 second. All right, I think I can do this here, maybe, hopefully. This is working. So again, trying some new tech here. So this is the radar. Should be able to see that. There we go. And I'll put this into motion for you. So here's what we, hang on, I think I can pop my face up here too. Hang on a minute. Not that you need to see me, but can you see me there in the corner? Yeah, you really don't need to see me, but hi. So here we are. Great, this technology is working. I like this. So, all right, so we are watching storms developing north of La Crosse, up by Eau Claire, and then we have got weaker thunderstorms down by Cedar Rapids. So this is the line that is continuing to head in our direction. Now, none of this is severe. However, the stronger part of this line of storms is actually now developing north of La Crosse, and it's probably going to connect because we have what's called a low-level jet stream that is kicking in at 5,000 feet over our heads. So what does this mean for us overnight? Couple of things. Number one is this line of thunderstorms is 150 miles east of where the line was last night. So we can apply some math to that and assume the atmosphere is the same. And so as a result, the assumption is that these storms will make it into Wisconsin. They may strengthen a little bit in the coming hours. Time frame is midnight to 4 a.m. Okay, so the time frame here, midnight to 4 a.m., should be weakening as they move into Milwaukee during the overnight hours. Not expecting major severe weather out of this. However, we could have some wind and some lightning and thunder during the overnight, but I think you can go to sleep. Just keep your emergency alerts on just in case, but to be honest with you, I'm not worried. You know I'm going to be watching it. I'll be up late, but at this point, I'm really not overly concerned about this. The fact that these are low-level jet stream-induced thunderstorms now basically means that they're going to be elevated in nature, so the tornado threat is really very low. So, all right, hang on. I'm going to take you with me. You want to say, hang on. Okay. Again, I'm just trying out this tech. Can I make myself bigger? Woohoo. You don't need to see that big of my face, but you want to see some behind the scenes? All right, hang on a minute. I got a tease coming up. So if you're watching on Fox 6, I'll put myself over here. All right. I got to like set it up so I can go on TV. Can you still see me? Wait, hang on. Hang on. Try this here. All right. Sorry, it doesn't look great. Hang on. See if we can. So this, hang on, I'm just about to come up here. Got to set a graphic in the background. See, get a little behind the scenes action. Uh-oh. All right, hang on. Sorry, it's new tech. Hang on. I can't miss it. All right, hang on. You get to the behind the scenes. Can I put you here? Oh, there. Hi. Okay. Ready? All right, so if you're watching on TV, you'll see this coming up. Here we go. Uh-oh. Still there? Okay. Got to make sure my microphone's on. Want to make sure the screen doesn't black out, and I got to work on that. All right. By the way, if you're just joining us, behind the scenes, Fox 6, coming up on TV. Here we go. A minute. Thank you, Andrew. So Andrew, our producer, is talking in my ear, and I'm following along on our computers here. We have our weather computers. Hang on, so we don't black out again. Got to like touch the screen here. Okay. Hi everyone, behind the scenes, Fox 6, tracking the weather. I can't be late because it's all live. All right. So I'm hearing programming in my ear. And our producer. I always check my microphone like 20 times. I'm paranoid. All right, ready? Here we go. And we are tracking thunderstorms off to our west overnight. We'll track those in and tell you what to expect for your Tuesday coming up after the break. So sorry, you guys. It fell right at the last minute. All right. Boy, this technology, I've got to refine it a little bit. But hopefully you were able to see both because that was kind of fun. I'm sorry that it fell. So this is, I'll give you a quick tour. Again, if you're just joining us, live here, I'm trying out, again, some of this new tech. I got to refine things a little bit. There's our green screen, and we've got our weather center right there. So that's what we're doing. Kind of fun. We'll be watching it throughout the night. Okay. Tell you what. Well, let me see here. Hang on a minute. You guys, can you hang with me for a minute? Let me see if I can turn off the... I'm on an Android, and I have no idea how Androids work. So give me a second here. I need to see if... you know what I'm going to do? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this live, and I'll start a new live, and you can watch me do the weather on the green screen. Is that cool? So you can, watch both. All right. I'll be back. Bottom line, thunderstorms, midnight to 4 a.m., nothing major, nothing crazy, but stay tuned. We'll do another live here in just a minute. Thanks for tuning in. Now I got to figure out how to end this one.